All right, ladies and gentlemen, traders, welcome back to another Relentless recap. As you're tuning in, be sure to hit that thumbs up. And if you're a new viewer, consider subscribing to the channel. So, as you guys can see from the thumbnail, we had a pretty solid day here today. Just shy of 4K. We lost about 300 right at the end of the day, putting us to 3,800. But, we're going to round it up for the day. We're going to round it up. So let's talk about this day. We're going to talk about the couple of stocks we traded and did well on. We're going to also talk about the three that we lost on. So without any further ado, let's dive into it. And of course, into the disclaimer that is, because day trading is risky business and it takes a lot of time to learn. Do not rush the gun if you're new to the markets. Remember to utilize simulators, utilize risk money. That way your tuition is on the lower side of things as you learn and build experience. All right. Remember, be careful of the fake accounts out there, and copy trading, of course, will take you to the depths, right? So do no copy trading and be careful of those fake accounts out there. I will never message you first. All right. Be careful. Now let's jump into it. So coming in, we had a few watch list stocks in SERV, NLSP, and I believe ISPO. Some of the other ones came from the high of day scanner today, actually. So most days we're seeing watch list stocks. Some days we do get a few from the high of day scan. SLRX, I'm actually going to start there with the loss, and then I'm going to make my way down. SLRX, we're red on this one. Or actually, hold on. Wrong stock. There we go. We're red on this one at 398. And, it was very frustrating, man. Very frustrating that I lost this amount of money in what felt like, I think, 2 trades. So let's put on the show trades up here on the screen so you guys can see where I got in and out. So we had highs originally at 430. This thing pushed through high of day all the way to 450. And so on the way down, I bought 430 area here, thinking that the previous resistance was going to become support. So, and then it did held up once at 25. So right in this area here, I'm long at 30. And this thing flushes down to 401, man. Very disappointing indeed. And we took the full brunt of that loss. So a small loss going up and then a giant loss coming down. And, sometimes this is how it is, right? You click the buy button once, twice, you're down 400 or 500. Sometimes, as tight as I wanted to keep it, the market had other plans. So I just said, you know what, man, smile, keep my composure, move on, not get frustrated. But was looking for resistance to become support. And that's a typical trade I'd look for. So, it's not personal. So coming into TWOU. So this one, let's see here. As you guys can see, we took quite the trades on this one. So the initial incline, sadly, I missed opportunity cost. I was watching SERV and some other one, and missed this initial move up on the resumption. So this thing got halted up at 188, resumed at 199, had a low of 97. So it didn't really dip. It looks like it just went straight through the $2 level, got up to 220, and then we had the first baby pullback right here, a low of 07, and then it ripped up to 42 and then continued up to 74. So I missed this entire first move here. But on the second incline is where I got involved. And here we had break of 220. It's one of the things I told myself today. I don't think I really mentioned it in the opening statement. I might have forgot, but the two main things I wanted to focus on was being a little bit more aggressive at the highs, buying high of day breakouts, even if I missed the first initial push. But, being willing to buy higher if the stock is showing it wants to go higher, and really being reactive in that manner. Other than that, I wanted to, recognize if a stock was strong for me and my style. And if so, stick to it, stay aggressive. If not, ease off, stay away. And, it's the difference in a stock like TWOU and a stock like SERV. Whilst this one did move, you can see I did take a few trades here and there, but just wasn't really my style, right? But TWOU on the other hand, if we zoom in here, Let's look at some of the and in fact, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the show trade so we can see more of the screen here. So in terms of the patterns, right? Initially, we're coming up right here, and this is a bit of a bull flag, of course. And we're watching to see the 1 minute candle make the new high, which it does, over 220. And this propels us here to 46. From 46, we get a bit of sideways action here. We get a consolidation. And every time there's a consolidation, the question is always the same, right? Are we going to go up? Are we going to go up? Or is it going to break down? In which case, if this rejects right here, I want to ease off and, be careful. And in this case, right over the highs here, it went up again. And it even offered a dip trade below the low of the consolidation off the VWAP. This is going to play out in being a VWAP bounce opportunity. And this is one of our edges, of course, right? One of the edge that we look for. So we have the first pattern here, and then second pattern. So one area, two area, and in this particular breakout, or let's say entry, I'm looking for a breakout right here, and then right on the second pattern, right, I'm either going to be in low, or I'm also watching the breakout. So 3 main trades, and I could trade price action trades in through and through. Right here we get small baby pullback from this high to this low before this move, so we can add that in there as well. But then we continued, right? This thing continued, so over 250, we got up to 74. It pulled back to a low of 57, and this brings us back into this previous zone that we just had down here, right? Well, not quite, but it was at 48 high. We held 57, right? A couple cents higher. And then the 1 minute candle made the new high again over 71, pushing us to 88, and then to 306. Right here, we were very frustrated that we didn't continue. But let's not say frustrated, but a little disappointed because it looked so good right away. But sometimes this is exactly what these stocks need. And this was a 5 minute pullback. So let's see the time. I think it was this 10:30. So we pulled back, and it came back to VWAP here, and we had the V shape red to green. I didn't do as well getting in lower here, but this was pretty impressive to see us bottom out and then curl right back up. I mean, just a series of green candles here. And then and this is exactly what I mean for myself when I say be aggressive even if you miss the first couple of candlesticks going up, right? So I'm not in here, which is where I would want to be in if I can, and selling higher. But if not, hey, see if you can't still scalp, because sometimes these candles are so aggressive, they allow opportunity. It dips and then rips. It dips and then ripped. So can I still try to get in key levels like this and selling, buying, selling, buying, selling? Right here we had a consolidation, but sadly we did not make the new high and continued. And this area got very interesting because we had the resistance here, and this thing did a miraculous red to green. I mean, very quick, just sneaked up so fast right here. And this was a huge area for us to potentially get a short squeeze and to catch short sellers off guard, but it just did not continue right here. And I had shares down at like $2 or $3, 290 area, 295. I tried to add it like 12 or 14, but I was so late in the ad that I got it all the way at 22, which was kind of high in case we rejected high of day. But next time I got to be faster in this situation to be in like 10,000 shares or more at like $3, 10K size, and then just look for the move up because it started to curl very aggressively. Got to be faster next time. So, that's kind of how we did on this one, the bulk of our gains. And then later, I did notice it over here, and I added another like 800 or so, or maybe another 1,000. I don't know for sure. I think another 1,000. We added another 1,000 throughout this move here. And today, we didn't really use a ton of shares. We did use our own 3,000 shares as like our main sizing, I think, after we really got going. But I still have to size back up more. I need to size up way more. I mean, before, before like going back to April, we'd be using a lot more shares, especially on the key trades. So we have a lot of work to do, but today is a good step in the right direction. Moving on to another ISPO, the one that I lost on right at the end of the day, was halted up. And it looks like the dip and rip might have been good, but it really wasn't that clean. It was very choppy. High of 71. I did misread the resumption time, so it caught me off guard a little bit. But I jumped in there for a trade, scratch trade, and then tried again a little higher. I think at 620 for high of day right here, right? So it got over 6. I got long at 620. It pushed up to 25, and then from there I'm back out scratch. I bought back at 6 and it flushed out right here to 560. And I was in it like, I think maybe like 610, and this thing, the bids just opened up like crazy. So that was a little disappointing. Probably could have done without taking that second trade, but part of the deal. YIBO, this one came a little earlier, and again, the theme right now with these breakouts is, even if you miss the first couple of trades, just still try to be aggressive as much as you can, because sometimes you might think, man, right here, this thing is going to stall out, reverse, give a pullback. But I mean, it just kept going. It went from a low of 421 to 523, a full dollar share with just one small red candle, and then still proceeded to go up to 613 and then 783, all before giving a red candle. We did have a halt in there. Let's see, at 13, we got halted up, resumed at 682. So from 613, it resumed at 682. Dipped down, and we were super accurate here. Dipped down to 614 and ripped up to 783 eventually. The consolidation did not hold, and we went lower. And this is why short sellers are definitely making money, because if they're short in this consolidation, right? Just imagine, and you want to be short a little higher towards the height, so that you're not in here and your average is all the way, or rather your stop is all the way at the height. So let's just assume short sellers in at like 710. Their stop is at 783. They're risking 70 cents. Where can this stock go if this is the backside and it's done? Where can the stock go? Well, in pre-market and yesterday, it came from 180 to 783. How many times? Like almost 9 out of 10 times, the hot stock sells off all the way back down. And maybe 1 out of every 10 days it continues. And I guess that's where maybe short sellers can get into trouble if they don't respect their stops. But if you respect your stop, it's just a normal loss. But 70-cent risk. And it's like in the moment, all of us, myself, Tim, Marcelo, Triad, it's like, yeah, hey, this thing looks like it might be backside. We just got to start going. I think we got to start going short, man, because like we're just leaving too much money on the table right here. I mean, this thing's just, back at 366, risking 70 cents or, $3 a share, right? Plus. So, in terms of the other loss, down 170, 127 NLSP. This one was a little disappointing because in this area we were supposed to be green. We had a nice 1-minute candle to make the new high, but we kind of fumbled the green candle going up and had a small loss or two on this red candle. Just fumbled the move going up, didn't hold some of the trades that I had long enough, and then also didn't get back in quick enough. For the last stock, which is AIU, very risky stock. I kept the small size because I did not want to get in trouble here. It was moving, but it was also a pretty strange stock. Like I was using limit orders primarily, trying to sell the ask, trying to buy the bids. Also, if the spreads were really tight, I'd buy market. But other than that, being very careful with the spread. And I even walked away while it was still going up because I'm like, man, this is trouble. But in terms of setup, like right here, we did see, I don't even want to call this an ABCD. I guess we can call it more of like a, elongated wedge here, right? So over the high of 760, we continued 794, then 844. Then we had a beautiful pullback in here, which did lead to new highs, getting over 820. We got up to 834 and then 870. So it definitely offered some opportunity, but again, very risky, very spready stock. And that was the day. That was the day, ladies and gentlemen. So I do want to say quickly that it's been a very solid month. We've seen some hot momentum last week, I think earlier in the month as well. But I haven't been nearly as aggressive as I could be. But we'll see how things play out here. It just depends on if we can continue to see good momentum into August. I definitely do not have a micro view. My view is very macro. And I know that we're here for years to come, and so ultimately longevity is the goal. But we do want to push ourselves, right? We got to get back into pushing ourselves and expanding our comfort zone. We got to get back to those aggressive ways. So we're looking forward to seeing what tomorrow has to offer, and what the rest of the week, the rest of the year, the rest of the month, everything, right? We just have to look forward to being our best selves in those moments, and we have to be quicker at making adjustments. I think that's one of the biggest things this month for me, is being a little slow to adjust. Studying is very underrated. We really have to study, review in our personal time to make sure that we're prepared for the next trading day. So hit that thumbs up. Now it's time for the closing statements. I do have an announcement. Of course, remember that we still have coupon code STATION for anyone who is looking to take part in the classes. You guys can check out the course website here, Merciless Markets. Coupon code STATION will get you 40% off any of Merciless Market services, right? Any of our services here, including silver, gold, Tim's Archive, Triad's Archive, and Diamond. All right. So there's been some talks and some things that's been mentioned over the last few days, few weeks about the one-on-one mentorship. So as you guys know, since the beginning of time, once we started MMU, we would essentially do an unlimited amount of mentorships with our students. Over the last few months, MMU has been growing rapidly, and so it's beginning to become impossible for us to keep up with all of the one-on-one sessions. And we're honestly having no personal life at this point, so we have to make a change, right? So instead of getting an unlimited amount of mentorship as a part of the Diamond program, we're going to remove one-on-one mentorship and have it as a separate thing that individuals can just pay for. So if you're someone out there who wants to have an hour, you can book it and you can come down. Everything is down here on the website, right? So you guys can check it out. For myself, Marcelo, and Triad. Now Tim has a pressure washing company and also does epoxy. So Tim, when he's done with trading, he heads out to the other business. So he's not able to do one-on-one sessions right now, but maybe over time, as as he's able to hire more employees and stuff like that, maybe he'll be able to be free to do some. But for now, it's just going to be the three of us. So you guys can check it out. It's right here on the website if you guys scroll down a little more, right? And you guys can also utilize coupon code STATION for 40% off the mentorship sessions as well. Shout out to all the students. There's a lot of students who've utilized their mentorships, right, with us. There's people that we saw regularly, daily, weekly, some people every few weeks, right? As we would go over topics and information, they'd apply, then they'll come back if they had more questions or needed to make an adjustment. So shout out to everyone who utilized the mentorships. For the people who, the email reminders, every day on the live stream of us talking about it and the importance of it. For the people who never utilized the mentorships, my question is why? Why did you not ever come to talk to a profitable trader one-on-one, right? Because remember, with trading, sometimes it might just be one thing that you need to learn extra to get to where you need to be, right? And if I was a beginner trader, if I put myself in those shoes and there's a guy like Marcelo, Tim, Triad that I could go talk to, every day as a part of my subscription or once a week, whatever, man, forget about it. They would have known everything about me at this point. After what are we plus a year and a half already since we launched. So, and again, some of you guys did utilize it, and we're seeing us, weekly. So shout out to you guys. But yeah, the structure has been changed. All right, and so what this does also is that we get to set our schedule for our availability. And for me, for example, I'm only going to be doing weekends, right? And not every weekend, some weekends, right? Every other weekends, really. But yeah, Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, just a heads up there, not to talk too much here. It's time for me to go to the gym. Today's a late gym day, and I'm going to be doing full body. So, time to rock and roll. Hit that thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. It's been Relentless Trader, and I am, of course, signing out.